Showcase LinkedIn group. I'll have a QR code for you guys to scan to join the group. My name is Juan Soto. I'm your host. Let's go on to the first slide of our presentation. We're IT Impact. We're Microsoft's partner, AI partner. Let's go on to the next slide. The AI Showcase is something we put together to help small businesses, right? There's a lot of use regarding AI, and this showcase is to bring you real-world examples how you can leverage AI in your small business. We help a lot of small businesses around the U.S. and Canada. This is my email. You're welcome to email me, and you can also link with me on LinkedIn. And I've been MVP now for 14 years straight. So it's good. Please reach out through these media, through email or media. All right, let's get to the headlines. Our first headline is OpenAI has launched 2 open source models. I am seeing a lot of chatter on this, and this just happened yesterday. They have the 120B and the 20B. And what this is, it allows you as a firm to download the AI model running on your local PC or laptop, so that now you're not sending your data to the cloud. This is wonderful for people like banks who have a closed network that have not been able to leverage AI because they're worried about their data going to the cloud. With this open source model from OpenAI, now they can install the model on their server in the data farm and not worry about their data leaking or anything else, and start leveraging the AI in the operation. Another thing you can do is you can start customize it, right, for your own needs. So you can create your own large language models to do things. Now, you probably wonder what's the difference between 120B and 20B. The 120B is what you install on a powerful server, because as you can imagine, AI requires a lot of memory. 20B is what you install on your local laptop or PC. Make sure you have at least 16 gigabytes. I've heard that with 16 gigabytes the bare minimum. If you can have more memory, that'd be great, and you'll get much better performance. So download the model, give it a try, and see what happens. Our next headline is Google had a meeting with all the people on hand, and the CEO says, hey, don't bother your colleagues. Instead, to consult with AI when you have a question. I'm not sure I agree with this posture from Google. Google has been doing a lot of great things lately. We're going to be talking more about them later on in the showcase. But having your employees consult with AI instead of your fellow employees, I'm not sure about that. But I am happy that he is pushing AI throughout the ranks. You know as well as I do, Microsoft laid off a lot of people. We're going to be talking about that later. And Google has not done that. And so at least he's got that cred with his employees. Our next headline here is Perplexity has come up with a new browser called Comet. And this browser is probably the start of the browser wars. If you remember back in the day with Microsoft and Netscape and Chrome, we had a lot of, we might be on the verge of another browser war. Now, Comet was designed from the ground up. It was based on Chromium, which is the base of where Chrome is. So if anything works with Chrome, it should work with Comet, like any extensions you have. But it is agent specific, so it can help you with your email, it can help you with your calendar management. Unfortunately, there's a waiting list. So I would urge you guys to go over to Perplexity and sign up for the waiting list. I already signed up. It might be a while before you do it. The sooner the better. Or you can buy the $200 a month plan and get access to Comet immediately. Now, I've been seeing this trend lately where all the major AI players, OpenAI, Perplexity, Cursor, have these $200 a month plans, or someone call them max plans, in order to leverage the latest and greatest. My opinion on this is, if the $200 is going to make me more productive as the CEO of my company, and I'm able to leverage that investment on a day-to-day basis to be 30-40% more efficient, not just me, but my managers and my employees, I'll go spend the money, right? So if, for example, by spending $200 a month, my employees are 40% more productive or 50% more productive, So if I have 6 employees, I just added 2 more employees to my roster without inflating my payroll account, right? So it allows me to be more productive, do more with the same amount of people. I'm all for it. But this is the trend we're seeing now, where it's going to cost you $200 a month. I still think for most people, it might be a little too much, but for at least a month. A lot of them offer free trials, like Google has a free trial the first 30 days, so leverage that. And then decide on your own if this is something worthwhile. Let's go on to the next headline. Oh, we are going to now a word from our sponsor. And here's a word from our sponsor. When it comes to the elephant in the room, you've seen a lot of news lately about these companies laying off thousands of employees. Microsoft is a good example. We're Microsoft partners. We're not going to lay off them from Microsoft because we're a partner, but basically the facts are they laid off thousands of employees, but they have one of their best quarters ever in Wall Street in terms of profits. And so it's a double-edged sword when you try to implement AI and these employees are worried about being laid off. You want to be sure that that's not going to be the case. All right. So when I work with my clients, I make sure they don't mention the L word. This is not about laying off. This is about improving your productivity so you can do more with the same amount of people, and we can expand the business, improve customer service, provide better products, launch new markets, right, with the help of AI. And the last thing you want to do is, oh, I'm 40% more productive now. I can lay off 3 people, or in the case of Microsoft, 8,000 people. You need to be able to have a commitment with your employees if you expect them to embrace this technology. I've heard horror stories of people who sabotage, right? Employees sabotaging the effort because they're like, I'm not going to be going along with this. Why would I do this if I'm going to get laid off at the end of this effort, right? So you want to make sure you have that commitment to your employees. Now, the right way is to implement AI is to pick a series of employees who are going to be the leaders in your effort. These employees already. They're already open to change. They love change. They love learning new things. They love coming to you and showing you the great things that they've created. So you want to be able to pick them as your champions, as the first ones to use the AI. Start with a small group of employees and teach them how to use the AI. Decide on which tool you want. I like Copilot because it protects your data, right? It's designed from the ground up. It's an offering from Microsoft, and none of your data is transmitted to Microsoft servers. But if there are similar plans with OpenAI and Google, so make sure you pick the enterprise plan. If you want to go with non-Microsoft product, make sure you pick the enterprise plan so that your data stays within the walls of your network. Now, here's the important thing, right? It's not just providing them with the technology. You're going to have to train and repeat that training and reinforce the concepts. I, for example, I have monthly meetings with the whole firm. And in the monthly meeting, I repeat some of the stuff I did the prior month. along with new material. And then I have weekly meetings with several groups of employees regarding AI. It's a lot of effort. I'll be the first one to tell you. You want to train and repeat and show and continue training and repeating and showing things until these employees have a grasp of these concepts and how to be able to leverage the tool in their day to day. Right? There's a lot involved here. First of all, there's agents. Okay, what is an agent? What is agentic? Right? You have to explain these terms to them and be able to have them understand what is it that they're doing and how they're doing using these products, and provide them with great examples as well. This is a fun example. We use Google Gemini to create tic-tac-toe game, and it created one really easy. But this is a great example of having fun with AI, and that's going to be one of my points. Let's go on to the next slide. We talked about maybe on a weekly basis to go over AI and be able to reinforce the things that you want them to do, to work on. Help them along this journey, right? Help them discover how to use AI. And what's going to happen is, next slide, what's going to happen is other places will start taking notice. They're like, oh, wow, look what Jim did in shipping with AI. That's amazing. I want to be in on this, right? So I usually do is when an employee comes to me and says, hey, I want this same tool that other person is doing because I believe I can leverage it in my job. I'm like, absolutely, have at it. Here it is. You want to be able to have the champions show what they're doing with AI so the employees get motivated and want to have that buy-in as well. Here's what not to do. You want to avoid giving everybody an AI license. I've seen companies buy 50 licenses at a time for Copilot. And though I do appreciate them doing that because it does elevate my commissions, it really is not ideal, right? Because they're not all going to start using AI immediately. You want to start with a gradual ramp up where you're providing AI to a few select champions and then going on and propagating it as time goes by. Also, don't demand results right away. Don't expect them to have a performance increase of 40% overnight. It does take a while to understand these tools and how to leverage them. We've all been there creating videos of a dancing dog on the moon or having the AI create a poem. But, when it comes to leveraging AI in the workplace where you're actually improving your performance, takes a little bit of time. So be patient as you roll out these tools. And try not to be too serious, right? We like playing with the AI here. We had the last company meeting. I asked everybody to create a game. Some people did the Battleship. I did a ping pong. You can try this, by the way. Have the AI create a ping pong game for you called Pong. If you're old enough like me, you remember it's one of the first games to run on a TV. Be fun with it. Have fun with it. You can even have AI create songs for you. I demoed that last time at our company meeting. Hey, we would love to help you with your AI efforts. We're a premier AI partner for Microsoft. We help companies already with their AI efforts. Please reach out to us if there's something that you would like to help us work with. Join our LinkedIn group. We have an AI showcase where we actually upload recordings, upload latest AI headlines, and we have it closed off. It's a private group. All of you are invited to apply and join us. You're able to ask questions and participate in surveys, and you can scan the QR code here and join us. The reason we made it private is because we want to avoid headhunters or spammers, right? And so we see somebody spamming or trying to hire people on the showcase, we'll expel them from the showcase. So it's a great way to interact with us and with other people interested in AI. So please consider joining our LinkedIn group. Hey, that's it for today's show. We appreciate you coming out here, and we look forward to seeing you again next month in September. We're probably eventually we're going to end up doing this twice a month and then once a week because it's changing so much, so quick, that we want to be able to help you guys with this, with the latest news and so forth. We hope you like the format. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. This is a brief thing. We've only been live for 15 minutes. When we practiced this, we were doing 20 minutes. We were rushing through this. But we love to hear your feedback about the show. If you want us to do what topics you'd like us to touch base on when it comes to AI in the future, will also let us know and join the showcase. All right. Do we have any questions or any comments? So there is some URLs that Joan has been posting on this, and you can see the links in the comments here for these different headlines. Thank you very much, Joan, for that. Jeff, thank you for joining us. Looks like you had an urgent meeting. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. If you listen to this recording afterwards, love to have you at the next AI showcase. So join the LinkedIn group where you'll get notified when the next one comes. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.